I'm at the harbour in Playa Blanca this morning, and I'm having a trip to Lobos. The problem is, will they actually let me in? Find out after the intro what the problem is. Hi and welcome back. Yes, the problem is that you need authorisation from the Cabildo of Fuerteventura, the local government of Fuerteventura, to go to Lobos Island. And it's quite a simple thing to get. You just apply online and they send you the authorisation. The problem is I went online yesterday and they said not available until the afternoon, so only after 2 o'clock. But my ferry from Corralejo to Lobos is at 12:30, so I'm not sure that they'll go and let me in. I've no idea, I've never been before, so I've no idea how stringent the conditions are or whether anybody actually checks. And I do wonder how the tourists get on when because it's not actually so evident on the website that you need the authorization. So anyway, here goes. I'm taking the Linus Romero ferry from Playa Blanca over to Corralejo. The first time I've gone on that ferry for a long time, and it's a new ship. So whatever happens, I'll be enjoying the day out anyway. So join me certainly on the ferry to Corralejo, and hopefully a nice walk around Lobos as well. So here I am in Corralejo. About 35 minutes I actually took on the ferry today. It's a decent crossing, a little bit choppy at times, but yeah, it's nice ferry crossing that. As I said, first time I've used the Linus Romero, the new Linus Romero. Yeah, now I've got about 35 minutes before my next ferry. That's the big challenge. How are they going to let me go? So here's the ferry to Lobos. Now the instructions when I booked online weren't great. It just said look out for the Celia Cruz, the name of the boat, or the Isla de Lobos. And I was pretty sure it was here just as you get off the ferry from Playa Blanca. I was pretty sure that they were here because I'd seen them here before. So, but no, for anybody that hasn't seen them before, it's not great instructions really. You know, look for this boat. Having said that, it's a big red and white boat, and you know, probably you can't really miss it. Well, as you can see, I'm here in Lobos. No problems. I really don't understand how this authorisation works, because when I got on the ferry at Corralejo, they just checked off my details. I didn't even have to show my TIE, my residency card. So there wasn't any problem. They didn't ask for the authorisation. Whether that's done electronically against your name, I've no idea. There was nobody asking for it when you were here. Obviously, they wouldn't ask for it when you were here because you're already here. The other thing about the ferry is that you don't, well, you do book a time back. You only book a time to go back once you're actually checking in for the ferry to come out here, and they just say, what time do you want to come back? And then they give you one of these cards. So if you, like mine's the 4:15, it was either 4:15 or 5:15. So they give you one of these cards, and then that's the time of the ferry that you're coming back on. It took about 20 minutes, and it was a decent crossing, a little bit choppy as you'd expect, but yeah, it's nice. It's nice. As I say, I'm amazed at the number of people that are here. But also, I mean, I've only walked a short time, and the scenery is absolutely amazing. Good that they want to keep it a protected zone though. So here's the Centro de Visitantes, visitor centre for the national park of the Isla de Lobos. Check out what's inside. So just lots of information about the island and the marine life and the land. So this little area is known as El Puertito, a little port.
No ja was widziałem, tylko że ja zginąłem.
Una ensalada mixta.
Oh, at last, away from the crowds. It's really busy, obviously. People are just coming. That's a little place, El Puertito. There's a little restaurant there. There was absolutely mad busy. The queuing right up the street. And, but clearly it's a favourite place for people to spend the day, really. I mean, you saw, the beautiful, fantastic scenery. Fantastic for swimming, sunbathing, and they had quite a few shaded rest areas as well, so you could get out of the sun. So that was good. But I didn't expect it would be as busy as it is. But, I suppose it's still Spanish school holidays, so maybe they're enjoying the last week of the holidays, and everybody's coming here because it's certainly more Spanish people here today. So yeah, glad to find a little bit of solitude. So I'm walking towards the lighthouse at Faro Martin, I think it's called. Faro Martin. It says from the port it's around about 50 minutes walk. So we'll see. Look at this over here. Don't know what this is. Interesting. Looks like some kind of chimney, fire chimney. So that area was known as Las Lagunitas, so the little lagoons, I think that means. And it's like a salt marsh, so it's home to many migratory birds, it says, such as linnets, herons and egrets, and no doubt lots of others as well, but I didn't see any. But I can just see people coming from the path from my left. When I was in the port, there were two signposts in different directions pointing towards the lighthouse. So it looks like I'll be able to do a circular route and go back a different way, which will be good. One final push to get up to the Faro Martinho. So this plaque here is dedicated to a poet called Josefina Pla. It says, in this corner of the Atlantic, lit up by the light of the Faro de Martinho, was born the poet Josefina Pla, 1903, Isla de Lobos, died 1999 in Paraguay. So I've just found myself a nice little shady spot out of the main wind, but it's still a nice little cooling breeze, just what I need. So it's just over it's 4.3 kilometres from the port, although I did have a couple of little deviations, and it's taken me an hour. And like I say, I've had a couple of I've been to a couple of different areas, and obviously been stopping to take photographs and things like that. So yeah, you need to, and I walk at a reasonable pace, so you need to allow an hour to get. It says 50 minutes from the port, but give yourself an hour to get here. And as I say, I saw the alternative path for the way back, so I'm going to take that path on the way back. So I'm looking over towards not Fuerteventura. I'm always looking over towards Fuerteventura from Playa Blanca. I'm looking over towards Lanzarote, which makes a change. And I'm enjoying the views. I'm going to have a spot of lunch. Well, you saw the queue for that one and only restaurant that's on the island. So it's recommended to bring your own. Even the ferry companies say that. Take your own food, take plenty of water or other drinks, and sun cream, sun hats, sensible footwear as usual, all the usual things. But yeah, food and water, really important. Bring your own. Buen provecho. So that was lunch, and very enjoyable too. I was ready for that. Now back on the home leg, and take the alternative route back and see what that has in store. So at this point I came in this way from the left, and I'm taking the right fork going back, and both roads lead to the El Muelle, the port. Where the paths fork here, the right fork goes to the mountain Montaña La Caldera. There's half an hour, I think it might be half an hour to the foot of the mountain, and as you can see, it's a fair sized mountain to climb. Looks a really steep climb, that, so I think that's for another day. Meanwhile, we're taking the left hand fork for the El Muelle. It says 19 minutes. We'll see. Well, I suspected it was half an hour's walk to the foot of the mountain, but just looking at it alongside this path, obviously it's not, and they seem to think you can do that in half an hour. Well, one of these days we shall see. I think, to be honest, to the lighthouse and back in a day, particularly in this kind of heat. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's hot. I think certainly for me, trying to take that mountain in as well, just be one step too far. So I think it'll be a case of coming back and just do that mountain another day. Well, that was Playa de la Calera. Looked a lovely wide bay. Nice shallow bathing at the edge of the sea, and fairly gentle as well, the sea there. So according to the signpost, that's 10 minutes from the port. So if you're just coming for relaxing on the beach and a bit of swimming in the sea, then that looks an ideal location for you. So here I am arriving back at the port earlier than I thought. It's still taking me 50 minutes from the lighthouse, but it's only 20 past 3 and my ferry is at 4:15, so I've a bit of time to wait. I think I should have gone for a dip in the sea. So, anyway, ferry back to Corralejo, and then I might try a drink and some tapas maybe in Corralejo.
La salida por acá.
Sí, ahí está la salida por detrás. Oh, well, I'm back in Corralejo, safe and sound. Wow, what a journey that was back. Really choppy. It took over half an hour to get back, obviously because of the sea conditions. We were going up and down, side to side. I was sat right at the front and getting splashed with waves every so often. It's quite an exciting journey back, actually. Quite enjoyed it. So what about the walk? Well, I enjoy going to Lobos. It was a really nice day out. Would I do it again? I wouldn't rush back, to be honest. It wasn't one of my better walks. There was some absolutely fantastic scenery, as you've seen, and but the walk itself, it was largely away from the coast because it's a protected area. You couldn't go near the coastline except in a couple of places. So it wasn't what I expected. I expected to find a bit more solitude, being a sort of a protected area, but I suppose because it was a protected area, you had to stick to the paths, and the paths were pretty boring, to be honest. And after a while, the scenery was pretty much the same. So, yeah, would I recommend it? Yeah, well, of course I'd recommend you do it, because I've never done the walk and I've always itched to do it. So I suppose I was so excited about doing it, that probably didn't meet up with my expectations. But however, I have enjoyed my day out. I'm going to have something to eat in Corralejo now. Find a little tapas bar, probably have a beer, a bit of something to eat. I'm on the 7:30 ferry back to the Linnaeus Romero, back to Lanzarote, back to Playa Blanca. So that's it for the walk anyway. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. And thanks very much once again for joining me. Take care out there, and until the next time, nos vemos pronto.